Hi, I'm Tanya Jessen. I'm the producer for Fortnite.
So where did the idea for Fortnite come from?
Well, the idea for Fortnite actually came from, at the time we were thinking a lot about different types of play styles and dynamic environments and crafting and building and all of this fun stuff, kind of combined with this, childhood, memory of like what it was like to build forts in your backyard or in your living room and all the things you had to scavenge for to find them. That kind of led up to this idea of Fortnite, which is, a game where you and your friends go out and scavenge for stuff and discover the ability to build all sorts of unique and awesome looking forts and defend them against the enemies that are trying to attack you.
Can you talk about the different types of gameplay that's built into this experience?
Yeah, well, so Fortnite's a really interesting game in that it's being made for all sorts of different types of personalities. So people who really like action, there's, guns and tools and melee combat, but people who are more of a support type personality can aid their friends, and do things that will support them either in combat or scavenging, grabbing resources and making sure there's enough for building. And people who like to scout and explore, like our worlds are dynamic and kind of, the idea is that scavenging is something that you'll want to do like on a long-term basis, meaning that there will be lots of new and unique places for you to visit and discover. And so for people who really love that, there's going to be a lot of that in Fortnite too.
Can you talk a little about the world that you guys are building? It has a very unique look and feel.
Yeah, so gosh, I don't know how to answer this question necessarily. It's like the Fortnite world is really a totally unique art style for us, where we're kind of like honing into this, Pixar meets Tim Burton meets Looney Tunes kind of vibe, where, every element, everything that you see has its own personality, from the enemies to even just like the chairs and the dressers and stuff in the world, so that, when you're there, you feel like interested to find out what happened there.
And when it comes to the gameplay, we didn't touch upon the day and night and what happens between those two cycles.
Yeah, well, we're not actually going into too much detail there because Fortnite for us is a living project. It's very iterative, so we're constantly like tweaking and tuning, the best scenarios. But the thing I can tell you is that Fortnite is the world is dangerous all the time. So it's most dangerous at night, and it is spooky at night, but during the day you have to make trade-offs about what you're doing, because there certainly are enemies in the environment that will attack you and stop you from scavenging or returning back to your base with supplies.
What's it been like working with Unreal Engine 4?
Well, to tell you the truth, of course it's a new engine, so it's like, it's been crazy, but it's been so good for the project because the new version of Kismet called Blueprint allows us to put a lot more power into the hands of the artists and designers. So what that means is that, before, when we had a programmer that had to do every little thing for polish and bug fixing and all of that for us, they can just set it up and then hand it off to our artists to make it awesome, to change the sounds, to change the animations, and even link them together so that the blueprints themselves work together. And so that's been great for us, even just like with our skybox. One of the things that we did with our skybox was we set it up so that it ran on a day-night cycle, so that depending on the time of day, there would be different colors that would be displayed in the environment, different location of the sun or the moon in the sky, which would create different lighting scenarios. And then we linked that to other items in the other blueprints that were already in the game. So like the street lamps that would turn on automatically when the sun fell, or the clock that actually tells the actual time of the game in the environment. And those are things that all of the artists, like once the original blueprint was set up, the artists could make themselves.
And the last thing is, what role will gamers ultimately have in how this game progresses moving forward?
So Fortnite is going to be a living project, and so this is really a game that we're making for the gamers, that we're going to be very much looking at feedback that we get from the community and the people who are playing it, and react to that feedback and make more of the things that you're going to want to do in our game. And that's a big part of why we're appealing to all of these different types of personalities, so people will want to play together and work together, and depending on what really resonates with people, we're going to make more of that. So we're hoping to get it out as quickly as we can and start getting feedback from people as soon as possible.